Welcome to your most entertaining and educative program, Healthy Living. It is indeed a good day for healthy living. I am Nelly Joseph. Thank you for joining us. On today's episode, we are talking alternative medicine, traditional plants, natural plants, and herbal medicine. The guest to enlighten and educate us more is a professor of pharmacognosy, a one-time INEC chairman of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the Director-President of Bioresource Development Group, an independent research and development organization that cultivates, processes, and produces medicines and cosmetics from natural plants. Professor Maurice AHULE. He is in the company of a priest of the Roman Catholic Church, a pioneer of alternative medicine in Africa, a Benedictine monk, and the president of Parks Herbal Clinics and Research Laboratory. Father Anselm Adudu.
Okay, my name is Professor Maurice AHULE. I'm the director of Bioresource Development Group. It's a private, non-profit, so to speak, private research laboratory that deals with conversion of medicinal plants into medicines and cosmetics. We have an office here in Abuja, but our primary research laboratory is in Imo State and Enugu, near the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. We deal mainly with treatment for diseases and for cosmetics based on natural products. Thank you very much.
All right, Prof, tell us more about this practice.
Yeah, herbal medicine, unlike what people think, is actually the fulcrum of medicine, in the sense that most drugs that we use now came originally from plants. There has to be a distinction made between traditional medicine, orthodox medicine, and herbal medicine. Herbal medicine, so to speak, is the midway between all of them. And then what we have done over these years is trying to recapture the lost glory, so to speak, because we have had medicinal plants that do a whole lot of things. People who are suffering from cancer, for example, most of the synthetic products that they use for cancer treatment came originally from plants. There's a drug called vincristine and vinblastine, which is classical product used for, particularly for breast cancer and for leukemia. They are from plants. They are from the African periwinkle, the common disease. Not many people also know that there is a Nigerian national plant called Costus spectabilis. That's when you look at Nigerian emblem. There is that flower that is on the base of Nigerian coat of arms. That's told from the word go. This country embraced a plant as their national symbol.
On the Nigerian coat of arms.
Yes, that green, yeah, exactly, green. Wow. Exactly. But there is then a yellow. This we call the yellow trumpeter. It is there in this. So plants is actually an integral part of our life, but it has not been this. And that's why Father and I came up with having to document the more scientific, more modern aspects of healing plants.
Okay, Father and I. And that takes us to the next question. Father, such a collaboration between Father and the professor.
Well, Father Anselm Adudu from the Benedictine Monastery in AHULE, a village called AHULE in Edo State. And I'm also the director of Parks Herbal Clinic and Research Laboratories, also located within the monastery in AHULE, Edo State. It is good, and as we heard earlier in another forum, that Professor AHULE is a core scientist, pharmacognosist, and but he's doing it in such a way that it makes science popular and attractive. People tend to see scientists as people who are cut off from reality, who are just busy sitting down in a laboratory doing intangible things that people don't even know about. But that is not really the image of scientists that have come down to us, and that is why the book we publish is also trying to let people understand what a scientist is. A scientist is someone who brings reason and intellect into daily activities in order to make it more practicable, more useful application of knowledge into the daily life of people. So when we're writing this book, all the images in the book, the pictures, they were taken live. That we went to where the plants were growing, and we took snapshots at their natural habitat, not to go and pluck a leaf and then put it on the table and snap it, because every plant has a story. So if you see a pawpaw and you say this is pawpaw, that's just one tiny aspect of what a pawpaw is.
Father, every plant has a story.
A story.
Wow.
And a community.
And a community.
Wow. And a name.
Wow.
Because your name reveals part of your history.
Wow.
So if young people in the universities who they are analyzing the chemical components of bitter leaf and say it contains it, but that's just one aspect of what a bitter leaf is. It came from somewhere, from a people, and those people, they have a lot to tell you about that plant. If you don't listen to them, they won't talk also. Yes. But they will leave you in your ignorance. Why you think they are ignorant, but they're also feeling sorry for you because they know you don't know. So nobody has the full custodian of knowledge. It is our custodian, everyone. So that is why it's very important to reach out to communities, to people, so that our knowledge can be complete. Otherwise, as you may have seen during COVID, if you limit knowledge, or where knowledge flows from only one angle, we will suffer from it eventually. Because when you discover your mistake, you may find that you have gone too far in your error, that you may not even have the courage to now admit that you made a mistake. Yes.
To be able to correct it.
And that becomes a problem.
All right, Father. Thank you, Father. Professor, a book was launched.
Yes.
How will the public benefit from the knowledge embedded in this book?
Well, enormously. What we did was to assemble that can happen. But we have to be grateful that such knowledge exists. So what we are doing is merely rediscovering what God has already planted there. Like Father mentioned, if not...
What we are doing is really rediscovering name from the beginning.
Yes, it was there. It was there. There's nothing like we are not inventing anything. It's just there. Like during the COVID era, if not for that knowledge that our people were stubborn to practice what they know best, using the inhalation, keeping themselves. I was in charge of the COVID thing in Imo State. The feeling in the villages refused to obey anything. They continued with their daily practice. They treated COVID as any other flu, and they were right. And because it's the same flu treatment, it is more acute, all right, but it's the same flu treatment that was used. Now the Western world have agreed with the African way of life that they're going to abandon some of the ways that we are using to treat COVID, and they're adopting mostly our own. And that was why we needed a lot of courage. Few weeks after COVID came, for us to announce that we had a cure. People were saying, "How can you say that? It is how can you say that?" So, but I know, as I said, once you admit that the cure was already there, that your job is to rediscover what was already there, not that they are inventing anything new. And so what we are offering to Nigerians actually is a collection of the best of the herbal remedies. There are so many that are not there, but the ones that are there, those that have been synthesized, are not synthesized in terms of laboratory, but they have been filtered out to say these are the best of the best. And see, they see a very good collection of herbs that can help people. We also treated or attempted to answer yet unasked questions, because people ask, what are the scientific evidence? There's a whole lot of data. There was no statement there without reference, so that if you doubt, you can then go back and then read the references.
That is my next question. And the point is this: there are people that are actually in charge.
Yes.
So we are talking about the health sector now in Nigeria.
Yes.
How is the health sector reacting to this rediscovery that we are propagating?
Yeah, just like what Father mentioned, ignorance is a very big disease. And what is worse, when there's an arrogance that's attached to it. People don't know, they don't know, they don't know. And that makes it worse. So the health sector, over time, they will come to, remember, they were all trained. I was a teacher, I was in university, I lectured people, some of those doctors were my former students. So they can only know what their teacher taught them. But if they have time to do some research, so it was what we taught them at that time was the Western paradigm. The paradigm has shifted. And you have people, some people are sitting in the back alley. But some countries that know, they combine the two systems in a parallel system, knowing that the two things that are important, one is the interest of the patient and the economy of their country.
We will be right back.
As you can see, Catholic television is not only about catechism and preaching and homilies, it is also about concrete daily life, healthy living. Healthy living is also a spiritual matter, and may God keep us healthy.
Keep watching Healthy Living on Catholic television.
I support healthy living.
Yeah, the health sector, as I mentioned just before we went on break, there is a paradigm shift globally. From people used to think that medicines are constituted only mainly of a magic bullet. You treat it, if you have headache, you take it, and the headache is gone. But headache sometimes is not something bad. It's a signal that something other than that is happening. Maybe your body needs rest. Maybe you are not taking enough water. Maybe you don't take exercise and so on. So the other system is natural medicine, where you, the patient, has a big role to play. And this is where there is the new medicine, which is happening globally. So over time, our own doctors, our own healthcare managers will get to tune into it, because they have no other choice. Those who are making those medicines are no longer making them. Ordinary aspirin, for example, has had different uses, from headache to cardiac use, and people now know that you cannot take it like that because of your stomach, because it can cause you bleeding, and so on. So those things are happening. But as I said earlier, two major significant factors. One is the interest of the patient. The patient has to get healthier, and healthier now it's known that herbal products, which include food, of course, play a very major role. Wow. The second thing is the economy. Three countries are named, make billions of dollars on herbal products. Wow. One is United States of America. With all their sophistication, they have one of the biggest, buoyant dietary supplement industry, they call it. Billions are made. Second one is China. Chinese tea, Chinese herbs, everywhere you go, you see Chinese, and even the China also brings into their food, Chinese food. It's all part of the herbal treatment. Then the third country is India. They are making a whole lot of money. So we want to reposition Nigeria to tap into this, and that's where the book Father and I did is a primer, so to speak, on bigger things to happen, in which we have to do the needful, namely bringing the knowledge back to our people, so that they are both the people in government and so on. But yesterday we were encouraged, I must be frank, with the support, with the enthusiasm shown by various sectors of government. We had ministers present, we had directors of various government agencies there. We had a governor in the audience. When you are launching science books, not many people normally show interest. Yes. So and as we also as was mentioned yesterday, the fact that Father is involved in this enterprise gives it such credibility, massively. This is a Catholic priest, a monk for that matter, and that gives it its different dimension. And I'm glad that Nigerians also appreciated that.
And I agree with you, Professor. Monk. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Sitting right here You know, normally we thought monks are those people wearing.
They still wear.
All right, Father. Father, as the professor just mentioned, you in these projects gives it more credibility. I want to look at it from the point of the youth. How are the youth having alone in this equation?
Thank you. Yeah, I'll give you practical examples. Our monastery is in a village, in AHULE, and in that village, there's always a problem that it's only old people you see in the village. The young people, they're in Lagos, they're in Abuja, looking for a job, which is not available anyway. But once they go, they are too ashamed to come back to village, so they remain there. So we send out information that if anybody has raw material to supply us, ginger, bitter leaf, and then their parents went to the bush and they called their children, come home, there is work, come and join me. Suddenly, the young people were coming back to the village. And so we now saw these women who were like beggars, they were crying that there was no work. They now became employers of labor. So from that experience, you find that young people, they don't need any preaching to come to the village. If there's job there, they will come. If people don't need to be pleaded with to go to the farm, if it is a cash crop, they will cultivate it. I mean, if I know that if I plant 200 stands of pawpaw, I will earn certain amount in a month. I don't need any preaching. I will remove my tie and coat and wear my farm boots and go to the farm. I think once there is market, once you know it's a cash crop, people will come back. So the young people of today, we need to review the kind of education of today that tends to make farming, agriculture, as something that only belongs to those who don't go to school. So we have about 50 to 100 IT students who come to our place in AHULE, in Park Saba.
Wow.
And after 6 months, by the time they go back, they have learned to clean their own toilet, to sweep. Because we tell them, okay, you study microbiology, biochemistry, please can you hang your lab coats for 2 hours? Go to the farm, get your hands dirty. And at the beginning, they are not used to that. They say, look at us, we should be in the lab. I said, no. What you are going to do in the lab, the microbes, that is where they came from. So go to the source and get in touch with them. Then you understand better. So I think our young people of today, they need to broaden their mind, find that, look, there's no job anywhere. So, and there's no country in China, in America, government, they only provide the environment conducive for people to work. But the mentality in Nigeria that everybody must get a salary job, which is not much, even if you are earning 100,000 naira a month now, is gone even by the middle of the month. So we need to develop this entrepreneurial spirit in such a way that our young people can be self-dependent, not to depend too much on government. I normally tell them there's nothing as hopeless as depending on government, because they are likely to disappoint you. So I will encourage both in the church and outside to see how we can reorient our young people. The potentials are huge in Nigeria, even the food industry. Nigerians, they eat a lot. They like food. So that industry alone, and we are not feeding ourselves. There's a place in Lagos where people are still exporting ginger to India, raw ginger, raw garlic. And the Indian people, they are laughing. They look at foolish people. Because you are going to buy that ginger back in form of a sachet tea bag at 20 times the price of your raw materials. So you sell a bag of your ginger for 5,000 naira, then you buy it back with 100,000 naira. So knowledge is power. We need to learn to consume, produce what we consume. Because Nigeria still imports so many things, raw materials. You won't believe it. Even pineapple, we still import them. So I think Nigeria is blessed with raw materials. To feed this country alone is an economic opportunity for young people. And they need to learn, as I said, get their hands dirty. Some are doing it. I see them all the time. They are living very well. They are smiling, and they are laughing at the other young people who are lamenting that there is no job. So we need to really open the eyes of our young people to see these potentials and how to convert these potentials into the actual possibilities.
Presenting Healing Plants of Nigeria, the book by Professor Maurice Iwo and Father Anselm Adudu. The book explores the field of ethnomedicine in Nigeria, documenting the plants traditionally used by the local population and the traditional beliefs around the use. It argues for a return to a community-based approach to medicine. The authors of Healing Plants of Nigeria, Father Anselm Adudu, a pioneer of alternative medicine in Africa, founder and director of Parks Herbal Clinic and Research Laboratories, and Professor Maurice Iwo, a professor of pharmacognosy, founder and director, Bioresources Group, enlightened us more on ethnomedicine and the therapeutical applications of traditional herbal medicines for modern times, combining an evidence-based ethnobotanical perspective with a pharmacological and pharmaceutical approach to Bantu medicine. Healing Plants of Nigeria, the book by Professor Maurice Iwo and Father Anselm Adudu, is a must-have for everyone. For information on how you can grab a copy for yourself and for your loved ones, chat us up on WhatsApp or send us SMS via the number on your screen. Wow! You didn't know all this? Well, now you know. Now that we have educated and enlightened you, we believe that you will make the best of the information so that you will keep fit and live healthy. Welcome back. If you were just tuning in, this is your most educative, entertaining, and enlightening health program on air right now, Healthy Living. Now, let's take your opinion.
Every blessed leaf, every blessed root that we have, they stand for a particular purpose. The only thing we lack in our traditional medicine is that we don't have adequate gauge. Just like the one that is encapsulated inside capsule or tablet that they say take two, you can drink a whole cup of concoction, or you can drink two. That is the only thing. But apart from that, they are very, very effective and they serve the purpose for which God has made them.
Every day I play badminton. So you can see me. I don't joke with my yeah. So almost every day, if I'm at home, I play. That is what I think. I think it's better than any medication I take. So every day when my priests, a lot of them run away from me because they know. If I know that they play badminton, though, then I'll become like a gadfly disturbing them every day. So you go to my house now, all my cook, my driver, their children, I train them how to play so that I don't like anybody to play with at any time, So I think exercise is key, and it is what has kept me going, and I encourage everybody to do the same.
I do what the doctors, I listen to my doctors, try to feed well, try to exercise, and generally try to be happy, and then pray. Also, keep in contact with God and make sure that I'm okay spiritually and physically.
There are many ways God heals people. Personally, I believe there are many ways God heals people. God can help people miraculously and also medically and also through traditional herbal medicine. Why not?
I believe in herbal medicine. Natural plants generally is medicinal.
That's the much you can take today on the program. Until we come your way again soonest, I am Nelly Joseph, and I will see you soonest. Until then, keep having a healthy living.